The mechanic wiped his grease-stained hands on a rag, ready to close the garage for the night. His name was Jack Turner, a man in his mid-30s, broad-shouldered but hunched with the weight of burdens no one could see. The clang of tools, the smell of motor oil, and the hum of machines were his only company most days. He had stopped believing in miracles a long time ago. Just as he reached to pull the shutters down, he heard a weak voice from the corner of the garage. "Excuse me, mister?" Jack froze. He turned, surprised to see a small girl, no older than 7, leaning against the doorway. Her skin was pale, her clothes a little worn, and her big brown eyes shimmered like they carried too many stories for someone so young. She held onto a railing, struggling to stand upright. "If you carry me up the stairs," she whispered, almost out of breath, "I'll tell you a secret." The words pierced Jack's heart like a knife. He didn't know why, but something in her trembling voice made him step forward instead of brushing her off. He knelt in front of her. "Where are your parents, kid?" he asked, his voice gruff but softer than usual. She shook her head. "Please. Just carry me up the stairs. I can't do it alone." Jack didn't ask further. Without hesitation, he scooped her fragile body into his strong arms. She weighed almost nothing, like holding a bundle of feathers. He carried her carefully up the creaky staircase above his garage, where he kept a small room to rest between long shifts. The girl clung to his neck but smiled faintly. "You're strong, like my papa used to be." Jack felt his chest tighten. He hadn't heard the word papa in years, not since he lost his own daughter in a car accident that had shattered his marriage and his will to live. He never spoke of it. He buried his pain under engines and grease. When they reached the room, Jack gently placed her on the old couch. She looked around curiously, then whispered, "My secret is, I don't have much time left. The doctors said my heart is weak. But I'm not afraid." Jack's eyes widened. He had expected a child's silly game. Instead, her words cut through him like truth wrapped in innocence. "Why would you come here then?" he asked, almost angrily, as if the thought of her suffering reopened his own wounds. "Because," she said softly, "I heard you're the mechanic who can fix anything. Maybe you can fix me too." From that night, Jack's life changed. The girl's name was Lily. She started visiting his garage after school, sometimes brought by a neighbor, sometimes walking slowly with her tiny steps. She would sit on a stool, watching Jack work on cars, asking questions about tools, about engines, about why cars break down but can still be repaired. "You see this, Lily?" Jack once showed her a rusty carburetor. "It's clogged, broken, almost useless. But with patience, a little cleaning, and care, it runs again." Her eyes sparkled. "Like people too, right? Even when they're broken inside?" Jack swallowed hard. She was far too wise for her age. But challenges soon followed. Lily's health began declining. Sometimes she couldn't climb the steps at all. Jack would always carry her, no matter how tired he was. He found himself cooking simple meals for her, telling her stories of his own daughter, something he had never been able to share with anyone since the tragedy. Yet, the more he grew attached to Lily, the more fear gnawed at him. He didn't want to lose her like he had lost his own child. One evening, he overheard 2 women outside the garage whispering, "That's the little girl from the shelter, isn't it? Poor thing, her parents abandoned her because of her illness." Jack's heart dropped. Lily was not only sick, she was alone. That night, as Lily dozed on the couch after coughing fits, Jack sat nearby, staring at her fragile frame. Memories of his daughter came rushing back, the laughter, the bedtime stories, the accident. He clenched his fists. "Not again," he whispered. "I won't let this little one fade away unseen." Jack faced his greatest challenge, choosing between his broken past and a fragile new beginning. Doctors warned him Lily's condition required expensive surgery, something he couldn't afford with his failing garage. But Jack refused to give up. He took extra shifts, repaired cars until his hands bled, and even sold his late daughter's belongings, tears streaming down his face as he parted with each memory. Lily noticed his exhaustion. One night, she tugged at his sleeve and said, "Jack, Don't hurt yourself for me. If I go, I'll go happy, because you carried me when I couldn't walk." Her words broke him completely. He hugged her tight, grease and tears mixing on his face. "No, Lily. I'm going to carry you further than those stairs. I'll carry you into a future you deserve." Months passed. Jack raised enough money with help from neighbors who noticed his sacrifice. The community came together, touched by his dedication to a little girl who wasn't even his own. Finally, the day of Lily's surgery arrived. Jack sat outside the hospital room, pacing, praying, something he hadn't done in years. Hours crawled by. Then the doctor emerged with a tired smile. "She's a fighter." The surgery went well. Jack collapsed into a chair, tears streaming down his face. For the first time in years, he felt hope. When Lily finally opened her eyes, she whispered with a weak smile, "See, Jack? I told you I'd share a secret. Want to know another one?" Jack leaned closer. "You didn't just fix me," she whispered. "You fixed yourself too." From that day on, Jack was no longer just the town's mechanic. He became Lily's father in every way that mattered. Their story spread across the community, reminding everyone that kindness has the power to heal wounds deeper than any machine could reach. Jack still carried Lily sometimes, not just up the stairs, but into school on her first day back, into the park where she laughed again, and into a future filled with second chances. And every time someone asked him why he sacrificed so much for her, Jack would smile and say, "Because once, a little girl asked me to carry her up the stairs. I thought I was helping her, but she was really carrying me." Closing for YouTube video. End narration with emotion and warmth. If this story touched your heart, let us know in the comments below. What would you have done if you were in Jack's shoes? Remember, sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change not just one life, but two. This is your channel Be Kind Always, where stories remind us of the strength of love, hope, and humanity. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. And always remember our motto, be kind always.